Should be just about ready to start here. Two minutes till the top of the hour. Pretty low volume, nothing really there. Good morning, good morning. Very exciting morning. VCIG, we're seeing having a move, and CMBM had a pretty nice move during the day, and it's holding up really well. So this is very reassuring for today. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you too. But yeah, right now I have VCIG and CMBM on watch, and we'll see if anything else comes up on the scanners here. Very interesting that this ended up consolidating in such a tight range for so long. Yeah, I made a short video yesterday just kind of going over how I thought if we saw this stock hold up, that this could be a signal that today might be hotter. And it actually did way better than I was expecting. I was hoping it would at least hold around this 300%. The fact that it did this is really, really reassuring for today. A little bit of volume on NLSP. It's a bit cheaper. It's still not a huge amount. Just noise. CMBM making an interesting move here at 7. No news immediately. This is purely a volume technical play. MSAI not really doing anything there. The next VSEE, huh? I mean, they're all the next in the line until they're not. What does it look like? I mean, could be. It certainly has the volume coming in. There's no catalyst though. I don't know if I would want to jump on it with no catalyst. I'll keep it on watch to see if it does anything, but I'm not super hype about that one. Let's see here. This one looks promising. I'm really worried about the 640 just because of this clear resistance zone. What do you mean by markets? Like, I have 3 monitors. I mean, I look at the general SPY. I don't look at, like, futures or other instruments like that. I mostly just have, I have 2 scanners on the side that I'm watching, and I have 2 watch lists as well as 6 charts that I monitor on the side. As far as, like, other sectors of the market, I don't really touch them so much. It's more just what stocks are moving in small caps. But yeah, just in general for today, I'm probably going to be a little more aggressive if we see setups forming. At least initially, just to see if anything sticks. Because we have seen things resolving nicely the last few days. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like anything's popping up on the scanners for the top of the hour. So we might just be stuck with CMBM and VCIG for now. Yeah, this one is coming back with larger volume. Not really what I would want to see for a pullback. I'll take a starter here. I might add if we return to the high. This pullback was on pretty low volume. It might be a fake out. Okay, more volume came in here, the lower half. I'm only on half size, so I can afford to hold this one a bit longer. It still looks bullish to me. This second breakdown was also on low volume. Okay, it did retrace. Are we going to see this 1 minute high resolve into anything? We did get the high, but this was on poor volume. So this breakout looks a little bit weak. Iffy about if I want to cut this or not. Even on this breakdown, this was also light volume. That's several instances now. That's 3 instances of light volume on the breakdowns. I'd say this is still more bullish than bearish. The only red flag I've seen is that this candle on the resolution was poor as well. So it's showing kind of a mixed signal. We might get another 1 minute high attempt. We'll see if this does anything. Okay, how much volume comes in on this? Okay, nice. Not the greatest volume, though. I'm going to sell half. This volume isn't as high as I would have liked it to be. I'm still holding half. If we saw monsters volume, I might have actually added here. Yeah. More volume came in, but it was as it was coming down. It's not really reassuring. I think selling half was right. Even if this breaks out, this hesitation seems a little bit weird. I'm actually going to cut it here. I still am bullish on it, but I don't like how this didn't resolve well, right? We saw it going up on lower volume, and then we saw large volume pushing it back down. Seems like it's a lot of indecision. Very small winner. Yeah, and then it breaks out. Okay. On high volume too. Okay, so looks like I got shaken out of that one. Small winner though. 42. Something like that. Unfortunately, I got shaken out there. Yeah, again, I really wanted to see this resolve more cleanly. With the context, too, that we had this resistance here, I really wanted to see us break it smoother. Yeah, now we're getting the volume in. VCIG still somewhat pulling back. So realistically, this was the first pullback, and we might be starting to see the second pullback here. It's so frustrating that I cut that second half. I don't regret cutting the first half, but I was like iffy on if I should have cut the trade completely there. This is on somewhat high volume. It's not very bearish, but it's a little bit. Wolf, I mean, if they went from 2 to 20, maybe it's just a reverse split. This is actually kind of a weird candle, though. Let's see. What day was this? This was 9/29. Okay, so the stock jumps after exit from Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Okay, so maybe they either went through bankruptcy or they avoided it or something like that. I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah, I thought it was a reverse split just because of the price raise, but no, this looks like it might have been more of a fundamental thing. Okay, so you had a 1 minute high that failed. This is looking a little bit questionable, right? This candle was slightly bearish. Now we're seeing a 1 minute high that also failed. This could just be consolidation, and we could see a nice large breakout here, though. So this could just be consolidation. It's not necessarily just raw bearishness. JZXN is breaking out here. It's very cheap stock, though. What is the float on it? 11 million, so somewhat cheap. ARBB. Not really moving too crazy much here. Add this over here. The only reason I'm even considering this is just because of how the penny stocks have been performing lately. Launches 1 billion Bitcoin treasury. Problem is like, I don't like messing with penny stocks because when you, just the commissions just eat away at it. Yeah, I see that. This one's been really, really beaten up. There's probably dilution here if I had to guess. And we had a few days ago. Okay, so this actually made a move a couple days ago. Yeah, and it instantly rejected then. Yeah, I'm not quite as inclined to jump on this one. Deep underwater. It flushed hard a couple days ago. I think I'll pass on this one. Okay, so descending volume on this consolidation. Large volume here. Doesn't look terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the last 2 days, though. If you look at how Ross has done, he's been struggling the last 2 weeks as well. It might not seem like it. At least, this is just from what he said. I'm not judging for him. But he's personally said that he's noticed the last week and a half to 2 weeks has been cold. That's my sentiment as well. But, yeah, I'm really hoping we start to see things resolve. This is really good to see moves like this holding up well. But no, it's been very difficult for me. Yeah, this looked clean, but I was a little more iffy because this is the second pullback, and the first one didn't resolve right away. So I was a little more iffy dump on this one. All right, we got 9 minutes till the half hour, and then we can see if other catalysts come out. I'm probably going to be a lot more aggressive on jumping on a fresh catalyst that looks good. And VCIG is just kind of slowly bleeding down. This pullback doesn't actually look that bearish. This is on much lighter volume. Compared to these ones where this was high volume, this was high volume. So we might actually start to see a curl on VCIG. 5 minute might actually justify it. So we had a first and second 5 minute high failed breakout. CMBM is continuing higher. It's pushing towards 7 right now. This move is nice, but it's on fairly low volume. Not really what I was looking to see. CMBM right at 7 again. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm gonna be chasing if I get in now. Right, this will be the third pullback. At this point, it usually gets a lot riskier. IBIO. It's somewhat light volume. There was news at 7. Didn't really move too terribly much, though. Daily doesn't look terrible, right? It's been a while since this dump happened. What's the float look like? It's not terrible float either. CMBM looks like it had a false break above 7. Did I learn from Warrior Trading? I did take the Warrior Training program. I took the starter and the pro. I personally wasn't able to become profitable just from that. I had to do a lot of kind of soul searching and branching off a little bit. I don't trade quite as aggressively as Ross does. He's like hyper aggressive with it. But I do generally like his concepts. I just don't really feel like I'm either as in tune with how he is, because he has very, very superior charting. He pays for much better than I do, right? I'm just using Thinkorswim basic charts. He has very superior scanners as well. He can, like, I'm kind of having to guess the floats, for example, right? I'm just looking at Lightspeed and Thinkorswim, and I'm just kind of averaging them. But no, I mean, I think Warrior Trading is a great place to start. It wasn't good enough for me personally to become profitable, at least just from that alone. Right, it was probably like a year after I took his course that I actually went from break-even to profitable. Okay, CMBM is re-pushing through 7. We're looking like we might be seeing a breakout from this high. Yeah, a lot of eyes on this. I'm gonna add here. See if it makes a new high or not. Okay. We're gonna see it extend or no? All right. About $7 from that. I wanted to hold it longer, but this seems like it feels like it's struggling here. I really expected a bigger move. I know I said I was going to trade more aggressive, but I'm still very cautious right now. I mean, I'm willing to take more trades, but I still want them to be very high quality. It did end up going to 50, but it didn't do it right away. Not a bad hit, though. That's actually a pretty solid base hit. You have the starter, and you have the scanner. But I never figured out when exactly to be... when exactly he placed the trades. It's the way he trades. Hotkeys are good at. Okay. Does he use order book to place? I mean, he definitely uses hotkeys. Like, it's almost entirely hotkeys. Like, you'll see him. I do this too. Like, you might go and you might manually move the price to where you want it. And then you can, like, click buy to place the order. But he has almost exclusively hotkeys, right? Like, with my custom orders, I have a bunch of hotkeys set up. Right now, I'm doing 100 shares as the base size and then half size. So like you can see all the trades I took, like I took a half size and a half size. And then I can do like sell half-ass. So I did a sell 25, which is half of 50, which is, and that's really nice because then if you sell half and then sell half, it automatically will change it. So you don't have to like put in the exact amount. Yeah, this thing, I feel like this thing's starting to get a bit detached from reality. So I took this one because this was the break of the current high. I was a bit iffy though because of how much it hesitated around this 730, 740. I'm a bit worried this might be tapping out. The IBIO is running more. Very, very high volume on this candle. Try and take a snatch there. I'm gonna jump there. I wanted it to bounce immediately. I was up 7 cents at one point, but it immediately rejected back down. We'll just have to wait and see if anything better comes out. Yeah, and I mean, in hindsight, bailing was definitely a good call. This still looks bullish. This candle is very low. If we see this extend further and the volume doesn't pick up, I would take another stab. Okay, so it's just holding here now. Okay. Yeah, if this would have made a low of around 170, I would have probably jumped on that. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean too, right? So like you're seeing 13.67 million. This has 19. Thinkorswim says 20. And that's kind of the problem is because these companies dilute a lot, it's really hard to know what the actual float is a lot of times. And this is why I wanted to avoid this, because I felt like this was getting quite extended. The fact that it was struggling at 740 was a red flag to me. That's why I didn't really want to hold or get in again. I mean, this is back down. I wanted to go a bit lower. Maybe like 165. I'll put an order for like 162 if it's going to flush straight down. It's already started to bounce though, so this might have been the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Use dilution tracker. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll make a notepad here of that. Yeah, because that's one thing I really struggle with is because one of the things I use to determine my size is the float, right? Like if the float's really small, you need to be taking smaller size to adjust for risk. And yeah, I'm just basically averaging the floats to get a rough idea of what the float is. Yeah, I'll check out that tool. Thank you. INTS is moving. It's another low float, though, or low price. Again, only around 30 cents. A lot of, I mean, since the last 2 days, stocks with low stock price have been moving. It makes sense that we're starting to see some of these other ones move too. It's kind of the theme lately. CMBM is making a pretty nasty move back down here. It's not terribly bad. Right, in the grand scheme of things, right, this could still be just a major pullback, like on the 5-minute. This was quite extended. Even on the 5-back, though, this looks kind of intense. Yeah, and I don't really want to buy the dip on this because this volume isn't super low. If this volume was much lower, like half of this, I would consider this for a buy. Considering this is like the 4th pullback and the volume is a bit higher on this red, I'm a lot more hesitant to go long here. I probably won't. INDV is moving. Okay, but this is like on no volume. Okay. Don't care. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else on the scanners at the moment that's really popping out. BCIG is getting close to 4. Yeah, this... I'm not sure how much I want to get involved with this, though. This flush down is on... Well, it's not terrible to get long here. If we see like 385... Yeah, because this is breaking $4 on light volume. This wouldn't have been a terrible buy. I would have liked to see a little bit more, though. Yeah, because breaking 4 on that low, like, right, it went from 420 down to 4, and then broke 4 on low volume. All of that combined feels a bit excessive. It was like maybe like 7 cents off of an entry there. CMBM continuing lower. I'm still not really that interested. This candle isn't super high volume though, so this could be showing some strength right here. I'm more bullish here than I was over here. Right, and we are approaching this support, so maybe like around 670. Yeah, 670, 660, this would probably be a better buy for a bounce, if there's going to be a bounce. That's what I'll watch for, I think. JZXN. Oh, wow, it is really moving. And maybe this one will be the next VSEE. Let's take a look here. If I can spell it right. I mean, it looks really strong, very high volume. So cheap, though. I'll take a stab at it. I don't usually trade stocks this cheap, though. This volume wasn't as high as this candle. The latter half of this volume came in at the second half, though. No, I'm cutting this one. Nor. I feel like I got in a little too high there. This doesn't look terrible, right? The volume's descending on this pullback. Maybe on a false break on low volume. Yeah, like I'll try that. Hmm. Yeah, this one might just be screwing with me. Very rough. I'm not going to keep holding that one. Another sign why I shouldn't trade penny stocks. Rough. Okay. I'll have to adjust these because it always rounds these up. So I lost 820 in total. So I'll give this just a bump. I'll bump this down to this. This is closer. Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, I'm not touching this one anymore. It's too cheap for me. Even if I do make anything, the commissions just grind it up too much. So this did end up curling right where I said it was. Because I said around 670. It basically did it right there. Slightly above it. Right, because I figured this would be support and people would buy a little before it. So this was heavier volume. This was also kind of heavy volume. And this is on lighter volume. Okay, this doesn't look as bullish to me anymore. Yeah, I'm not quite as interested. Seeing it going down on heavier volume and seeing these three candles being lighter volume, not really what I want to see. Okay, we're at 45, 15 minutes till the top of the hour. I'm really still just waiting for a news catalyst to come out so I can really just punch. Because the last two we saw, I mean, I tried IBIO and JZXN, but they were cheaper stocks. They didn't seem like they were the high quality I was really looking for. No real A+ quality setups. And I don't really know if I trust CMBM right now. For, like I said before, just the high volume pullback, low volume push. I just don't really trust it to resolve here. For all we know, this could be the start of the backside. I'm not going to touch it, but if anyone's interested, INTS is running. So this was kind of what I was hoping for in the other one. Again, I'm not really going to touch it, but very nice move. How much is this up right now? Right, 78%. It's not bad. Very impressive. CMBM did break down a bit lower. We're seeing volume continue to go up for each of these candles. This looks bullish, right? Like the volume on this, well, we're only 20 seconds into the candle though. Right, it's gonna be, I mean, we're on, okay, no, we're on pace to be about the same candle height. Yeah, so this actually does look a little more bearish than I thought. So yeah, CMBM, we did see this pull back. I'm not really optimistic about a bounce anymore. This was the bounce to catch. What did this go from? 670s to 7. So there was like a 30-cent bounce potential there. Yeah, this volume doesn't look great to me. For the next point, it'd probably be like 630s. So like this, the volume for these 4 candles has dropped. So that's a little more bullish. Yeah, if we see it go down to 650, 640 with this kind of volume, that could be an opportunity. Or it could do it here, but that'd be a little bit riskier to buy. Right, because you'd be buying at very clear support, but I'm a bit worried there might be a fake out. VCIG is making a new high. I don't really trust it, but just saying that I see it. This could bounce here. It's not ridiculous, right? All of this volume was a bit lower. So this bouncing is not unrealistic. INTS did make a bigger move up. It's pulling back now. I still don't think I'm going to touch it. I never do well with penny stocks like this. JZXN is also breaking down more. See, I basically bought near the top of this one. That was rough on that. Then got out, tried to get back in, forced out again. Mostly waiting for top of the hour now. See if we get anything on the scanners. Seeing some consolidation here, so I'm not sure what to make of it. This feels like this is like the key moment here, because we saw this going higher. It felt extended. We had high volume on this pullback. It tries to make a next leg. It fails. The next pullback was on lower volume, so this is more bullish. And now the question is, are we going to see an actual breakout here? Because if we don't, I feel like this is the time for the breakout. So if it doesn't, I feel like it's done. And we're seeing super low volume. Well, I mean relative volume, at least. $100,000 on that candle. Waiting to be green on VCIG, huh? Holding and hoping? Hope you weren't holding super long. Yeah, I'm falling asleep. All these stocks moving, but yet, like, none of them are really interesting or eye-catching to me. Yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible, right? It's still holding up. It's definitely not dead. Yeah, it's not terrible. But it's not great either, right? Like, I mean, we're on this side of the move. There was heavy volume here, moderate volume. You had lighter volume on this breakdown, a little bit here. Yeah, a bit iffy. CMND. Oh, nice. Okay, so we do have something moving. Cool, cool. Thank you for that call out. My scanners are like a minute slow, so it takes me like a minute or two to actually get them. Okay. So what is this? Clever Mind Medicine completes first cohort treatment. FDA approved. Phase 1-2. Okay. That's okay news. Low float, it looks like. Yeah, this is a low float. Volume isn't crazy high. And the price is a little bit cheaper. About 50,000 came in there. I'm really watching the volume over here right now as this candle develops. I don't know if I trust it. There does seem historically to be a wall around 130 for this stock. We went to like 126, 127. So we got pretty close to that wall. Okay, so we saw a flush. It was on super low volume, and then it reclaimed. CMBM is really just kind of dying right now. This has just been gradual pressure. I would consider here for an entry, but this candle was a bit higher volume. The break of 150. Oof. This one might just be rolling the whole way over. It doesn't look dead yet, but I'm a bit concerned the volume isn't higher on it right now. But yeah, it's top of the hour, so we'll see if anything comes out here. Yeah, seeing higher volume on these candles is not reassuring. INTS is still running. So we had a first leg and a second leg, and now this looks like the start of the third. It's very interesting to see how well this stock is performing relative to JZXN, where it's just completely rolling over. I'm still not doing anything. Crazy volume though, 7.5 million volume. Up 163%. Very impressive. EDBL. Okay, so this one has news. Not a lot of volume coming through on it, though. What is this? Sees preliminary approval to sell. Not really crazy news. It's just tax credits. No, yeah, I totally get holding loss is bigger. Or, well, the losses will be bigger because you hold them longer than you should. I definitely get that, especially if you really, really think that the stock is going to resolve, and then it just ends up not resolving. I could totally feel that kind of frustration. Yeah, and especially in this market too, you feel like everything you do is just not working. It can be quite a frustrating feeling. Why did you do that with VCIG? Because you said you were holding, you were trying to be break even on it. Is there really just nothing on the scanners? There was barely anything at the half hour. There's barely anything at the top of the hour, too. Still really impressive how much this has moved. I feel like getting in now would just be way too late. Right, it's so extended. Like, it's just basically going straight up. Yeah, I guess we just don't really have anything on the scanners for the top of the hour. This is insanely high volume, though. Hey, being green today is being green today. I mean, as far as actual opportunity, you basically had to trade this, or, I mean, CMBM. You could have traded this side of the move. This was actually probably one of the better opportunities. I mean, IBIO just kind of rolled over. You could have traded the front side of this. But it's getting in like a 30-cent stock just feels so wrong. And you could have traded the front side of this too if you were up early enough, I suppose. The back side, there was some opportunity. There was one here. All right, LMFA is moving. LM Funding America. Private repurchase of shares and warrants. That feels strong. Okay, so it's just dilution, just worded differently. Certainly volume behind this move. We got 143 as a resistance. Volume is extremely high on this. I'll try taking a starter here. I might add if it holds. I saw this pullback was on lighter volume. That's why I jumped on it. Got a sizable wall at 130. Brutal. So it did end up just rejecting at 140s then. I'm going to add here. This feels like an overextension. The volume's also extremely high for this float. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hmm. I'm not really sure what to make of this. So the volume was quite high on this, but these candles are kind of the right size. Then we had lower volume here. The fact that this volume was so high is very interesting to me. It's the main reason I feel like it still has potential to do more. I want to see a really big surge of volume here. I'm going to cut half of it. I'll let the other half go. Okay, sold another quarter, still holding 1/4. Very high volume. But there wasn't great follow through. I almost want to add here. I can at least keep the half size that I have. Yeah, this sudden breakdown from 25 to 20 on almost no volume. IXHL is moving, but again, it's a penny stock. Currently sitting at 40 cents. CMBM did end up breaking down quite a bit. This volume was higher on the second half. So we had a 70,000 share seller at 130 price. It ended up retesting 130 and it rejected at exactly that price again. So there could just be someone trying to sell a bunch here. Got 10 minutes till the half hour. I feel like I've given this too long. I'm just going to cut it. It clearly didn't do what I wanted it to right away. We're sitting up $1 on the day. Oh boy. Very exciting. Continued chop for me. Yeah, this looks like an opportunity for a curl, like a 5-minute high. But just the fact that I know that there was a large seller here and it rejected here makes me hesitant to stay in. INTS is still going. Does feel like it's slowed down a bit though. UAMY is moving. Moderate volume. There was news that came out at 8 for it. Much larger float though. Very crazy move this thing has actually made on the daily. LMFA did end up breaking out. So that seller at 130 was wiped. Makes sense, that's a large volume. EMBM had a large flush. Dropped about 40 cents. Pretty sizable volume on that breakdown too. We got 2 minutes till the half hour, so we'll see if anything comes out then. This stock is acting so weird with its volume. $750,000 on this? Hmm. All right, we're about to be at the half hour. We'll see if anything comes out here. I'm still interested in this because it's holding up and the volume is extremely high. My worry, though, is that this is doing weird moves like this and this with the high volume. It feels like there's some kind of sleight of hand going on here. I'm afraid if I get in, then I could get stuck for something. CMBM is continuing to fail, it looks like. Volume is a bit higher on these pushes down, too. This one is high, and it didn't actually break down, which is interesting. Could see some sort of bounce here. Strange. CIG curling? I can take a look at it here. I mean, yeah, it's holding up. It's had a couple topping tails at around the 430, but it's definitely not rejecting. Very high volume on this pop here. I couldn't hold above it. UAMY is approaching 10. This one's just been grinding higher. It's a higher float. how much I trust VCIG right now. It's not terrible though. This has been pressuring 117 quite a bit. As for VCIG, it seems like it's somewhat holding up here. Quite a lot of volume went through right there. TS is moving. 100,000 volume on that minute. Okay, and it's a contract, so there is news. $190 is the first clear resistance I see. Take a stab there. Yeah, that 142 seller is still there, 30,000. Yeah, that really needs to break. Okay, we've come back down, but this is on lower volume. Been seeing this a lot where the first half of the minute has been lower volume and the second half has been higher. Very whiplashy. Could just be the case that it's not holding up. We had this huge surge of volume here. Yeah, okay, this may have been a trap then, because this was on lighter volume. And the surge happened here. And all of this has been higher volume than the move up. So in retrospect, this does look a bit more bearish. I didn't really pick up on this. Yeah, I think I just got to get out then. That's my bad for not realizing that. Because that was something I should have been able to identify before I got in. Alrighty. Complete rejection, too. All the way back down. Haven't really seen many stocks making moves on news. Like, if news comes out, the only one that really did it was INTS, I think. Nothing else really has. Right, like this is the only one that's actually been moving and holding up. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there were others. LMFA. This one's somewhat holding up, but it's not really pushing the highs. This one ended up getting stuck in this. IBIO. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I took a small loss on this one. Yeah, didn't really work out. So we're seeing some pullback on this. High volume here. The problem is this is such a high float stock. 113 million, so I'm not as interested. So BCIG, after a couple failed attempts, it broke, but then hard rejected. There hasn't, I just feel like there hasn't been anything clean lately. Even with CMBM, this is more just an extension from the previous day. This was probably the cleanest setup you were going to get. I mean, I did get a little bit of it, a tiny bit. This one ended up rolling over. It seems like we just have this theme where penny stocks are running and holding, and from what I can tell, it doesn't really feel like anything else has worked very well. BRX is moving. It's another penny stock, though. BCIG breaking down again, another leg. I want to try for a bounce here if this goes a bit lower. Try here. I feel like on this break of 4, it should have been a bit bigger. Target out for 393. $10,000 share seller popped up here and then it immediately came back. This might just continue down. I'll give it more time. I got the entry extremely good on this one. Basically the bottom, at least of this first pull down. Now that it's retesting this so much, I'm not as confident. Although this was on lighter volume. It could just be steady selling pressure though. So we've had 3 topping tails. It's so rough too, because it seems like penny stocks are really what is just moving the most right now. And historically, I have bad performance with penny stocks. So it's like a catch-22. Okay, so it looks like we did catch some of the bounce then. If it's making another attempt here. MBRX pulling back pretty hard after that surge up. All right, we got 3 minutes till the top of the hour here. No, I mean, I'm like iffy. Like I was talking with some others about this too. I'm not even sure if like I want to ask for likes because I feel like right now I'm doing like a crappy job, you know? The last 2 weeks of this challenge, it's just been such a cold market and I just feel like I haven't been really able to show anything or provide any great results on both sides, really. Right? Like I haven't had any big winners or losers. I do appreciate you saying that though. But do you see where I'm coming from? Where it's just, I don't really know if this is what people want to see. I mean, do you guys find value out of seeing this? I know it might seem a bit slow, and I keep on cutting trades early, or I just have like a small winner or small loser of $10, but I feel like I can't get anything out of the market right now. I'm just not, like even my capital I'm using like a third or a fourth of my capital. There's just not any great opportunity. Yeah. It looks like this one, I'm still torn about this. It feels like this might be consolidation for the next leg lower. All right, we got 1 minute to the top of the hour. I was 3 cents off a profit target for this, but I might just need to cut it. The fact this is consolidating is justifying another leg down. Even the great Ross Cameron. You're making him sound like he's some sort of superpowered entity. I mean, to be fair, he kind of is. Guy casually slaps up, oh, I lost 6,000 today. It's a small loss. Like it's nothing. Meanwhile, I'm here like, at $11, it's a small loss. Like, he has like 1,000 or 100 times my returns. Let's see if we can't get a little pop here on the top of the hour. The main reason I'm still holding is because I feel like this breakdown was a little too ambitious for this volume. That's the only reason I'm still holding. MBRX completely rejected too. See, we are just seeing stocks not holding up. The number of failures has been higher today as far as stocks breaking down. It's been a lot more dangerous. I'm gonna cut this trade. I've given it so long. It's not moving. I'll log this, and then I see two things popping up on the scanner. I'll take a look at them. We have CVU. And we also have SGD moving. Awarded contract, that's positive. Okay, 350 is a clear resistance on the daily, 360. And it looks like we're hitting that. See, a military contract. Doesn't really say the amount. I'll take a position here. Give it a try. It's good news. It's pretty good on that retracement. But it needs to hold here. Hmm. Looks like there was a hidden seller at 305. Seems like it's gone now. Very whiplashy. Thought this would resolve better because the news was so strong for it. And when I saw we had tested here twice and I saw we were rallying back, I really thought that was going to be the break. I still feel like this shouldn't retrace the whole way, though. Here. That felt weak. This is the second 1 minute high attempt. The first one failed pretty dramatically. Let's see how this one holds up. Okay, so a little bit of volume coming through here. Not actually as much as I was hoping for, though. I'm going to sell half there, just to reduce the risk on it. Really been struggling at around 314. All right, let's see if this thing holds or not. This is good volume coming in. I'm going to take a little bit off there. Still holding some. This is very nice volume. All right, and we're out there. Really good ad. The main reason I was willing to commit to this one a little more was because the news was so strong. Also, this pullback seemed like it was on lighter volume, and then we had this false breakdown on low volume. It seems strong, but yeah, I was pretty close to stopping out there. I think I was down like 40 or 50 bucks at one point. So as far as like max drawdown goes, I was down about 50 bucks on the low end. All this for $6. You love to see it. Something like that. But yeah, let me see if there's anything else to watch. If not, I'm probably going to call it here. Let's see, VIBK. Penny stock that's moving. Yeah, hey, you have a good day, man. I'm probably going to wrap it up here as well. I should be happy that I was able to go back to green, but today was just so rough. Really struggling to find anything that would resolve cleanly. But yeah, I'm going to end it here since I don't see anything else. I'll go ahead and make the recap later. You guys all have a good rest of your day.